5 inventors who tragically died because of their own inventions. No, 5 is Franz Reichelt, the flying tailor. In 1898, this Austrian tailor had an idea. He was going to design a parachute suit that would allow a person to safely jump from great heights. So he began designing and tinkering. And 2 years later, confident that his invention was ready, he headed to the top of the Eiffel Tower with his machine, adjusted his goggles, jumped and fell to his death, but not before taking a picture of himself mid-air. It's the only known photo taken while skydiving without a parachute. Thomas Midgley Jr., too smart for his own good. Now this guy was a genius. He invented both leaded gasoline and the tetrathiolide that made it possible. But it wasn't just cars that he wanted to improve. Midgley also created a synthetic version of the date rape drug, which he called scopolamine. And then he decided to take it for a spin. Just one tiny dose will put you into a dream world where you won't remember a thing. But it's quite hard to wake up from. In fact, there is no waking up at all. Sadly, Thomas found out the hard way when he accidentally overdosed and died in his own home laboratory. It looked like a crime scene with chemicals strewn everywhere, but it was just Thomas trying to save lives with leaded gas and kill them with scopolamine. You decide which one makes him more of a villain. Horace Lawson Hundley, submarine visionary. When the Civil War broke out, he enlisted in the Confederate Army with a plan to design and build a submarine that could be used to sink Union ships. He built several prototypes, but they were clunky and dangerous, like the turtle or the alligator. Still, they worked. After the war, Hundley continued working on submarines, even though he never saw a dollar of funding from the U.S. military. In fact, the H.L. Hundley is now the oldest submarine in the world to have successfully sunk an enemy ship. It happened during a test run. The vessel sank to the bottom of the harbor, killing everyone inside, including Horace. William Bullock, printing press pioneer. This Englishman was a former wood engraver who specialized in making printing presses. He developed a rotary printing press that could print on both sides at once, which sped up the production of newspapers by about 40 times. That's why London newspapers were the first to adopt the machine, even though its parts were so exposed that it was incredibly dangerous to operate. One miscalculation and the worker would get pulled into the press and die. And that's exactly what happened to William Bullock while he was demonstrating his new invention to some potential buyers. His leg got caught in the gears and he lost his life before anyone could shut the machine down. Valerian Abakovsky, the Soviet jet train. This Russian engineer dreamed of inventing a train that would move so fast that it would appear to be flying through the air. Well, you can't invent something that isn't possible. So he did the next best thing, designing a steam locomotive that would zoom along rails laid on top of airplane wings. The idea was that this train would move so quickly that it would take off and fly like a plane. To control the speed, Abakovsky designed a special braking system that would use water to slow the train down. Of course, this would only work if the train didn't pick up speed, and it didn't. On April 1926, the Aerowagon was tested. It reached a top speed of 62 miles per hour, and then it crashed, killing everyone on board, including the inventor. And now it's time for you to invent something that doesn't end in tragedy. Check out this playlist with more stories of inventors who died because of their inventions.